rat. Okay.
That's some kind of animal.
It's definitely a rat.
It's an
Okay.
animal.
So what do you feel?
I feel like a carcass of some sorts, very furry,
Okay.
very dead.
Okay. So
Do I smell something?
What do you think you smell?
It either feels like a beaver.
Okay. You think you got what do you have your hands in?
That's a good weekend.
Kevin, Virginia, and Jason are live on 97.9 WRMF and the KVJ Show app.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Well, happy Tuesday. It is the KVJ Show. Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing today? Here we go.
Hello.
Yeah. So we got these balloons up in here. We're going to got a long celebration going on.
It's getting to the point where I'm about to rip them off. Virginia's going to say something annoying to me, and I'm just going to get mad and take it out on the balloons. I think
You
that's
want me to
what,
say something annoying now so we can just get the balloons
kind
out?
of, because, gosh, these are so annoying. Okay, I'm just doing it right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
It is tough to, you can't see anything that's going on. Like, where are you? What's going on?
I couldn't see your head the entire show yesterday, and I was wondering
No.
why I was annoyed, like this underlying annoyance.
Yes.
It's because of the balloons.
It's just, yeah.
That's crazy that you went through a whole show without figuring it out.
It is.
There's just something that was just annoying. We couldn't figure. Well, there's so many things that could be annoying in here. We just, trying to narrow it down and be like, okay, why do I feel annoyed? What is it? Oh, yes, it's the balloons. It's blocking everybody's view. Things going on. Well, here we go. Well, see, that's an improvement already.
Yay.
Look at that. Yeah, we're jumping out to it. So, welcome to the KVJ Show. Happy Tuesday. If you guys are listening in, you can dial us up too. Just watch the KVJ Show, KVJ TV, up cranking. Suit's got that thing going right now. All brought to you by Cleveland Clinic, so you can see everything that's going on here in the studio.
You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got on your mind today, Jay Bird?
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't expecting to be looking for a new place right now, but I am. If you missed this saga, my landlord emailed me on my birthday saying I had 30 days to get out because she's trying to sell the unit. I do not want to buy the unit. Everyone keeps on saying, why don't you just buy the unit? I don't want to spend that kind of money on that unit.
And you don't want to be there. It's not the ideal situation.
No, and the thing that sucks, I've been there for 3 years. Every March, either she or somebody reaches out to me and we start the negotiations and talking about, do you want to be here for another year? This is the first year out of the blue. She says, hey, you got to be out of there in 30 days. And then, so I found the place, and it's literally one parking, like one little area, like one mailbox area over from where I live at now. So I have to move all of my, if it all goes well, I have to move all of my stuff literally over 4 units from where I'm at right now. How depressing is that? That is so depressing.
You're basically moving to the same place,
I'm
but
moving-
you just have to go through the inconvenience of moving.
Well, I can call the guys from Greek, and they just won't bring the truck.
No,
They'll
it's-
just bring the guys.
I don't even think I'm going to be doing, because I don't have as much stuff, because I got rid of so much stuff because I turned my whole place into a podcast studio. I just got a new phone line. Like, all this stuff just got done in this place.
It's all ready to go.
It's already...
You're ready to start living.
It's all ready to go, and it really is so frustrating because then I'm looking at all of these fees just for me to move 1 unit over. I have to pay first, last, I have to pay security, and I have to pay animal fee. It's going to be almost $5,000 just for me to move 1 little unit over.
Wow.
Gosh, it's so annoying. And then I'm thinking, do I want to get to the same place, or do I want to go down the street and get something different because it's such a move and you got to do all that stuff.
If you go down the street, though, you need a truck.
Well, if I go down the street, then I'm not next door. I'm not close to Denny's, and we work too much together. Ugh. So annoying. And then I wanted to buy a house, but I have to be out of here in a month. There's no way I can find a house, get all that done in 30 days.
No, you can't.
I'm forced to rent again.
Yeah.
But you know what you can do? You can get this new place, and then you can put a plan into place where you start looking for something to buy.
I already had that plan. That was going to be next. Yeah, I hear you. I get it. I'm in it, baby. I'm in it.
That's life, man. It's to do, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but I guess my question to y'all is there's no way you can buy a house in 4 weeks. It's impossible.
Oh, you can do anything.
but-
You could buy a house. I mean, you can go quickly, and yeah, I mean,
With
I'm
the
sure somebody
closing?
can make it happen. Just
I think that's really fast.
it's rushed, and you may
Because-
wind up getting something you don't want.
There has to be inspections, and there has to be like all kinds of stuff that happens, and never mind looking for it. Looking alone is going to take you a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could do it, but
I just, it's all those fees just to go to one parking lot over. It's just sticking in my soul a little bit. It's really bothering me.
That's what's on your mind.
It is. I'm
Okay.
struggling with this.
What do you got on your mind today, Virginia?
well, I am so proud. I did that cleanse at my Nouveau, my place where I go.
Yeah.
And I turned my friend Jeff onto it, my friend that I do the podcast with.
Yeah.
And he was feeling like, oh my gosh, he was just feeling like yucky. His diet was bad. He has lost 16 pounds in 2 weeks
Wow.
doing the cleanse.
How about that?
And how it works is you replace 2 meals with this shake.
Okay.
And then you eat a sensible, normal meal for one of your meals.
Okay.
And you take all these little vitamins and stuff. But I mean, seriously, if somebody is looking to flush out all of the yuck and the bad and break the habits, like he had a bad candy habit,
Okay.
this is really a great way to do it, to set your mind on the right path.
Do you get hungry at all?
Yes, and you can snack. See, that's the thing with this cleanse. You can snack still. So you can have like healthy snacks. You can have certain vegetables, certain fruits. You can have certain nuts. You just can't have a bunch of full-on meals.
Speaking of candy, I was at Joseph's Classic Market yesterday, and they've got these peanut butter chocolate nut kind of. It's better than Reese's, Virginia. Unbelievable. I know it's not going with the cleanse. But
It's the exact opposite.
it is, but you said candy, and he struggles with it. Just if he ever wants to get back on that wagon or off that
Yeah,
wagon.
if he wants to undo all the good things that are making him feel better.
Hopefully he's not listening because we have a plan.
I gotcha. Sorry, I hear you.
When he hits his goal weight, then we're going to celebrate with a candy party.
Okay.
But not until.
Not until that moment happens. Okay. What I got on my mind here today, maybe there's more to this story, but just basically what I'm reading on it. I can't stand these kind of things. I'm one of those people, I grew up, my mom was always about take responsibility for your own actions. That was just one of those things my mama beat into my head. So I'm like, hey, look, you know what? Hey, we all do screw up. But when I do, and I will, and I'll continue to do it, I got to take responsibility for my own actions. And there's this lawsuit that's going on. There's this family that's going after Tiger Woods and his girlfriend, the one who manages the Woods, his restaurant in Jupiter. It's a wrongful death. There was an employee, he was a bartender there, and apparently got really hammered and then drove home and died driving his car. He had a .256 blood alcohol limit, 3 times the limit. And now his family is suing the Woods, the restaurant, I think his girlfriend. I think they're suing everybody. They're saying that this guy had a drinking problem, but regularly got overserved there during and after his work shifts. And the lawsuit alleges that Tiger Woods and his girlfriend, Erica Herman, were aware of his drinking problem and were drinking with him at the bar there at the Woods just a few nights before his fatal crash, which I guess says, I don't know, whatever it says. It is unclear if they were there at the restaurant on December 10th. Doesn't seem like they were. But they say in the lawsuit, Tiger knew or reasonably should have known that this guy was habitually addicted to the use of any or all alcoholic beverages and or was a habitual drunkard.
Tiger's got his own problems. Have you seen the mugshot?
Yeah, that's
Tiger's
just where
supposed
I'm
to
like,
babysit your kid.
No, you're responsible for yourself. And where's the family in this? I mean, if you knew this, he's working as a bartender at this restaurant. Like, you're not going to try to step into his life. My mom, if that were the case, and my mom knew that I had a major drinking problem and I was a bartender at a restaurant, I can promise you my mom would have been there. She's like, no, you do not. We're getting out of here. We're going to go find you another job. doing something else.
Or you're not around alcohol.
But what
Right.
if you didn't listen to her, you stayed at the job, then your life fell apart? Would she have any sympathy for you?
No.
Okay, I was just asking.
No.
She wouldn't have any sympathy for me.
She wouldn't.
She would be like, I mean, she'd be sad.
Sure.
She'd be crushed that, I made the decisions that I made in my life to wind up where I was. But she'd be like, he made those decisions. He made the decisions to put the alcohol to his lips and to drink it down. He made the decision, whether inebriated or not, to get behind the wheel of his car and to drive off and to then, kill himself in his car. And my mom would be like going, you would not have a lawsuit from my family. They'd be like, it's very sad and it's unfortunate. And if anything, they would be out there probably just hammering down about the evils of alcohol and
Sure.
how people need to be more aware of it and this and that because it can ruin and change lives in a bad way.
But it's not anybody's fault that you chose to drink
It's just
and drive.
it's an easy cash grab, and it just seems pathetic. And it's a Hail Mary, and they're doing a press conference today at 10 a.m.
You always see these days, though.
But I hate it. I just don't like it. I mean,
People
to me,
don't they don't take
No.
responsibility for stuff, and then they get rewarded for it.
I agree, and I think it's going backwards in where we need to be as a society. And it's like, I mean, yeah, you got to understand and say, yeah, people will screw up. That's just it. But you try to help each other out. Be like, okay, if you got a drinking problem, I'm going to try to put you in an environment where you're not going to have it. And it's family first. Your family should be the first people there to look after you and try to help you. That's the people who might have more of a responsibility rather than the guy who owns the restaurant who's off playing golf. And yeah, you're right, worried about his own little problems about keeping his life on track himself. So it's just, and the timing too. The PGA Championship is this weekend. So it just seems like, okay, the timing is from something that happened in 2018 is suspect as well. So
it's so not fair.
It's not fair.
Where's
I
the
don't
personal
like it.
responsibility?
That stuff is going out the window these days.
It's
So
gross.
It is gross, and it's my own little personal rant because it's just one of those things that I see in society.
And you know what happened? What's probably going to happen is they're probably going to settle so they don't have to go to court and fight this out and spend way more.
Stupid.
And so the family will get money and be rewarded for this dumb lawsuit.
Right. That's just kind of the way the legal system goes.
Ay, ay, ay.
Our legal system in America is, if not broken, it's bent and twisted pretty horrendously. So there you go. Personal rant over.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Well, talking a second ago about the lawsuit that's going against Tiger Woods here. One of his bartenders got a little overserved and drove home. Somebody saying, yeah, I agree with, taking self-responsibility, but Florida law that if you get overserved and you kill somebody, that the bar shares responsibility. I think if that were the case, shouldn't it be like they should have like breathalyzers right at the bar? Because sometimes there are people that can hold their alcohol really well, and they could be legally way over the limit, and you have no idea, and you serve them a drink thinking that might be their first drink.
I've always wondered that when you're at a bar, especially like a bar/restaurant where you're eating and you're drinking and people are leaving constantly, how is there not more cases where people are going out? If that is the law and that's the rule,
Right.
how are people out going after restaurants and bars constantly?
Yeah, I mean, there are some people that, are... I can never tell. I'm like, I wouldn't even know. Some people, it's very obvious. They have one drink. You're like, oh, okay. Like Suits. You can tell pretty quick that Suits has got a little,
Well, he does.
little
The
beer in his belly.
The suit sway. His arms turn
Yeah.
like a T-Rex, and he starts to sway around.
He's got his mannerisms that go pretty quick.
It's like his body turns into a jellyfish. It's bizarre.
Yes. So some people you can tell. Other people, you have no idea. And yet they have no business to drive, and they're like, oh, they're fine. You give them a drink. Yeah, I don't know. I think it puts a lot on somebody who's worried about making sure that somebody's order is right and everything's good and they're having a good time and all that kind of stuff.
And what if you have a full bar of people?
Right.
Like, how are you supposed to gauge everybody and do your job efficiently?
And what's your definition of over-serving somebody? Is over-serving somebody who's got a strong buzz who shouldn't drive? Is if you have 4 beers, you shouldn't be driving, but you're not to the point where you're belligerent at a restaurant, so you would never even... Where's the...
Well, I would think anything that would be over the legal limit to drive, right?
I agree.
Would be considered over-serving. Are
Well,
you
then,
assuming
so
everybody's driving?
You can only give everybody there one drink? You have to cut everybody off?
Technically, as soon
Probably.
as somebody's drunk, considered drunk and driving, wouldn't that be overserved?
Well, I mean, if we're going to really be to this, it just seems like this doesn't connect right. It seems like if we're going to be this way, and the bar's got to be responsible, then yeah, after you had your second drink, they
That's
could
it.
never give you a third.
You're done.
Yeah.
Yes,
like-
you could never get a third drink in the same place. You'd have to go and like put on a disguise and try to come back. And
Some dude that drank 8 beers, like you're saying, you have no idea he's actually drunk, but he gets pulled over and they walk the line, does the breath line, he's hammered.
right, but the problem you have is then let's say that this person's now on their third bar or fourth bar, and they come into you and they've got 6 drinks already in them, and you have no idea. They still seem fine.
You'll never know.
You give them drink 7, then they drive off, and you're responsible.
Lawyers, what's the rule on that?
It's a lot of work for a bartender who's trying to juggle a full bar.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's right. That's why, to me, it gets really simple if we just say, you know what? You're responsible for your own actions. You know, it's no surprise that you shouldn't be drinking and driving.
Well, then how is it then when people get a DUI, they're responsible for that? People get DUIs all the time and they don't go after the
all
restaurant.
of a sudden, the blame is shifted. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go after the
'Cause there was
restaurant
a
that gave
death.
me the... You don't ever hear that.
Yeah, it's one of those things I do not agree with how we have it. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, Florida law seems messed up. Is it like this in all states?
Probably in a lot of them. Yeah.
Where's the personal responsibility?
I agree. That's my thing too. That's just it. Like, look, hey, you do something like that, it's like it's on me. It's my fault.
The bar made me drink because they have beer. Well, you're at a bar.
It
Yeah.
is too easy to get an Uber or a Lyft nowadays. It just is.
Yeah.
Like there's really no excuse.
Well, if you got money to go drink, you got money for an Uber.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But there's a lot of legal news going on in South Florida. I saw Robert Kraft. They basically his case is over. The judge said they're not going to be able to release those videos.
But the judge is a huge Tom Brady fan.
And loved that spa.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, hey, it worked out in his favor.
Huge Patriot fan.
So yeah, 2 of the biggest stories are coming out of Jupiter today.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of news for a
Very
sleepy little
busy.
town.
It's all scandal.
It's all scandalous.
It's all dirty scandal.
Just the way we like it. Okay, so they have this list on Reddit of celebrities who are basically impossible to dislike. There's a lot of celebrities out there like going, oh, they're so unlikable. But there are some where you're going, yeah, they could just do basically about anything. You're like, oh, I just love them. They're so cute, so great.
I mean, when you say Tom Hanks falls under that umbrella of most people are going to say, oh, I love Tom Hanks.
Big time.
No matter what political party you're with, doesn't matter who you are, you like Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could be like, okay, try to find something bad to say about Tom Hanks. There's really nothing out there. You may not like one of his movies or something like that, but other than that, pretty solid dude that people like.
He was doing an interview where he accidentally dropped an F-bomb, and he couldn't have been more likable. He felt so bad about it. He's like, oh, I just swore I didn't mean to say that.
The Rock is on the list for male celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah, do people dislike The Rock? If they do, I think it's small.
And they're haters and they're jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know of anybody that really is like, unless you're a wrestling fan, you didn't like his character. Paul Rudd is one of those guys, very likable dude.
So hard to dislike.
Yeah, everything you see him in, he's just always like, he's just fun. It's always just light and easy.
Chill.
Yeah, he's always chill. Nothing seems to ever upset him.
Even as a superhero, he's just chill, lighthearted.
Yeah. Will Smith is another one that's on the list. And then also from the whole superhero movie stuff with Marvel, Chris Hemsworth. And he does seem to be kind of like just a likable, fun-loving, easygoing guy. And, a lot of these people that, we're talking about here, even Chris Pratt, a lot of these guys from the Marvel movies, and they're going to have a lot of love because of that. They're guys that don't really... Chris Pratt may be the only one on that list that... Not that he gets tangled up with anything, but, you have those categories where it's political, religion, whatever it might be. They don't really ever make any kind of statement about it one way or the other.
No matter what it is, whether it's politics, religion, it comes off somewhat preachy to somebody. There's like Dolly Parton. She goes in there, she writes the music, she does her music, and she ain't talking about nothing that's too polarizing.
Yeah, she'll even say that. If you try to bring her down that road, she's like, look, I
I'm
don't
an
want
entertainer, sweetie.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. For the women, celebrities who are almost impossible to dislike, they've got Ellen DeGeneres.
She can get a little political sometimes, though, but she was on the list.
I think she bites her tongue a lot, and she does every now and then step in it a bit. But
I've seen people not love Ellen for things she said. That's the first controversial one.
Kristen Bell on the list.
Even more than Kristen Bell, Leslie Mann. Is she on there?
Oh, I have such a crush on
She
her.
is so likable.
But do you like her as an act, like her roles in the movies, or do you like her like the whole thing?
I like everything she does.
Mm-hmm.
She does these commercials now for Jergens lotion, and she's so likable in those.
I know, right?
Adorable.
I love her.
Sofia Vergara. They got
Likeable,
on the list.
Yes,
very
super
likable.
likable.
Just light, easy, fun, easy going. Jennifer Garner, they got on the list.
Yep.
Jennifer Garner's likable, but she's in a weird way. Like, I don't have much of an opinion. Good, it's just.
Do you know what? You know what is cool about her is she has been, even though Ben Affleck's been a complete boob and has really just not been a great husband, she's been very supportive with him and all of his struggles, and she's done it for the kids, and she's looked like coming out smelling like a rose, and it makes her likable. I like her better as a person than an actress.
Okay.
Or an actor. I don't even know what the term is.
Yeah. Betty White, they got on the list. Very likable.
Oh, yeah.
And this one's debatable, but Reddit said Taylor Swift.
I disagree.
She's pretty polarizing.
She's polarizing.
Yeah, she's not completely likable.
Taylor Swift, like maybe 010 Taylor Swift, modern day Swift. She likes to stir it up.
Ruffles a few feathers here and there.
Snake stuff. She's always doing the snake. I'm a snake. You're a snake.
Yeah, she's kind of like the undercut. And I think it's almost feels like her whole sweetness thing has been exposed.
It's an act. She wants a broken heart because she wants another song.
Yeah, she's got a little passive aggressive in her.
We see you, Swift.
All right, anybody else you would add to the list? Undebatable, likable celebrity, 877-979-WRMF. You can hit us up, 877-979-9763 at the KVJ Show. Okay, here are the celebrities you pretty much would say everybody likes. It's hard to really find anything like, I can't really stand them. Had a pretty solid list going on Reddit, and there's a few others that people are throwing out here. Some of them, yeah, okay. Reese Witherspoon.
No, too polarizing.
The problem with Reese, she was okay. Wasn't she the one that had the
Do you know
video?
who I am?
Yeah, do you know who I am?
Oh, you're gonna find out who I am.
Right.
Oh.
And she, I mean, and again, I'm not criticizing their beliefs, but anytime you have someone outspoken about anything, it's gonna be polarizing, and she's outspoken about stuff, so she's not gonna be on everyone's list.
Adam Sandler.
I think he belongs on the list.
Okay, yeah. I put him on there.
Wouldn't you put him on there?
Absolutely.
Morgan Freeman. Somebody text in.
It's gonna be tough now.
Yeah, I think there's been a few.
The granddaughter story Virginia always brings up.
Right.
Then you've got there was a #MeToo story about it's gonna be polarizing.
Mm-hmm. Another one from the superhero movies, and he's still young and early in the game, but that Tom Holland who plays Spider-Man. He's a younger kid, likable.
Way early in the game.
It's way too early in the game, yeah. Steve Carell.
Definitely.
Likable dude.
Yeah, he is. He's a sweetie. You just feel like he's like a little kitten.
Okay. Anne Hathaway.
No, I have heard girls destroy her for whatever. I've said it,
But for whatever reason, like, what sticks to Anne Hathaway?
They
that
think
you're like, I don't like
think
that.
she is a stick in the mud, and they also think she's an over-tryer. She overdoes things. I've heard girls talk about her.
Really?
Yeah, she's polarized. I think she's adorable.
Yeah, I do too, but I think she comes off a little bit, I'm better than you.
For some reason,
Okay.
she's not. She doesn't make that list, man.
So it's not that anything she's done; it's just how she carries herself.
For some reason, girls do not like that woman.
Okay. Clip we played earlier, Keanu Reeves. He dodged right out of the whole afterlife question. It's like going, well, I think after we pass, the people who loved us will be sad.
Well, thanks, Keanu. Yeah.
Does he make the list? He's a likable guy. I mean, there's nothing that's really been.
Yeah. He's not going to make anybody mad.
Okay, but does everyone love him? It's celebrities that you undeniably everyone really, really likes. Is he there?
I don't know if the passion's there.
I don't
the
know if it
same.
is.
Not as much as some of the other ones you've named.
Jennifer Aniston?
That silence should tell. That right there it says no.
Why doesn't she jump off the list? I mean, she
She's
seems to be
like-
cool. She went through the whole issue with, the Brad Pitt divorce. And
She's like toast. She's not offensive, but she's not anything special you seek out.
The other thing too is the media
Okay.
is kind of part to blame on some of these celebrities. I think Jennifer Aniston's probably awesome, but the media reports about Jennifer Aniston ate cottage cheese today. They make her unlikable because of her coverage, so she's polarizing. Take her off the list.
Wow. And not even to a fault of her own.
Not to yes, that can be part of it.
Sandra Bullock? She on the likable celebrity list?
Pretty damn likable, right?
She is, yes. She's adorable.
Will Ferrell. Does he make it?
Yes,
I think he
so.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's still, you see him and you like his act.
He's lovable goofball.
For most people. But is he outspoken about anything?
I don't think so.
No, not that I've known of, no. Kevin Hart.
No, polarizing. The cheating thing alone is going to make him polarizing.
Yeah, I like Kevin Hart a lot, but yeah, you're right. That whole thing that whatever happened in Miami is kind of...
And again, these are celebrities universally loved pretty much by everybody.
Yeah, these are the most likable celebrities. Yeah, pretty much everybody likes him. Justin Timberlake.
Nope, he's going to be polarizing.
No, why?
He is, man.
Why is he polarizing? I don't think he really stands out for anything politically. And it's not like, he
does.
It seems to be like, what does he stand out
I don't want to get into all that, but he does.
Does he? Okay.
He symbolizes pop music for dude, like dude artist pop. He
Yeah.
is it. And so I think a lot of people are like, ugh.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
boy band, former boy
Yeah.
band. It's polarizing, Kev.
Okay. Likable celebrities, Denzel Washington. Should he make the list?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's solid.
he's solid.
Big fan of Denzel. Somebody said Jim Carrey.
No way.
Yeah.
With his political artwork, no way.
Yeah.
Every single week he's got a new art about politics.
Jimmy Fallon.
No.
Is he likable or no?
He's likable to people who like him, hateable to people who hate him. There are people who can't stand Jimmy Fallon because he. The entire interview.
Okay. Tim Tebow. Likable celeb?
Too polarizing.
Really?
Well,
Okay.
he's too pure. For people who aren't pure, they feel uncomfortable.
They don't like just the goodness coming off of him, the snowflake.
I love me some TiVo, but
Okay. Carrie Underwood. She a likable celebrity?
Virginia used to hate her.
Everybody loves her, and I don't get it.
Virginia doesn't like.
I'm just like, ah.
I like Carrie Underwood.
Okay. And one more, Scarlett Johansson. Does she make the list of the likable celebrity?
No.
Nope.
Really?
She's too polarizing.
What does she
A
do?
lot of these people are very politically active, so they
she
go on
is?
Twitter and
Yeah. I actually just don't pay a lot of attention to celebrities, apparently. All right, any other comments? You can always get them through to us here. Text us at the KVJ Show, 877-979-WRMF. Well, we got a couple celebrities having a birthday today. Got to say what up and happy birthday to Miranda Cosgrove, iCarly. Turns 26 today.
Adorable.
Rob Gronkowski, who, if you would think anybody in the Patriots organization would have gotten the rub and tug, that would have been the guy that we'd have the story about. Yeah, the Gronk. And people be like, that's so cute. Look at the Gronk.
I just Gronk being the Gronk.
That's just Gronk being the Gronk. He's retired in 30 today. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook founder and richest man on planet Earth, basically. He's 35 years old. Kate Blanchett is 50. Danny Wood from New Kids is 50, and then George Lucas, the guy who created then ruined Star Wars, is 75. So there you go. Got a couple birthdays here. Cassie, happy birthday. That is from Matt. I want to say she became a big fan, and I believe she's in West Virginia this week listening.
Yeah.
Cassie.
Pretty good numbers up there.
Yeah, you think so,
Yeah.
huh? Okay, well, I got a little West Virginia blood in me. Maybe that's why, Jay Bird. Got to say a big old happy birthday to Thomas, turning 29. My granddaughter, Emma Jean, the Bean. Happy 5th birthday, too. Got to say they're on their way to Universal Studios to celebrate their birthday with Harry Potter.
Ooh, that's fun.
Big.
Nana, Papa, TT, and Uncle Austin. Good stuff.
That Harry Potter ride is amazing.
I was never the same after riding it. That's the one I got really sick on.
Oh,
really,
it is?
the one where they called that Code Orange in. I threw up on the ride and myself. It's they stopped the whole thing. I told you all about this.
Okay. Code Orange, is that what it is?
I believe it's Code Orange or yeah. I think we all know what Code Brown is.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense. Happy 6th birthday, Kennedy. It's from Mom, Dad, and Kylie. So happy you're not sick anymore. That's the worst, isn't it? I mean, you got a sick kid.
Yes.
Yes. Feel so bad for him. My little guy came home last night not feeling too well.
Aw.
Hate seeing that. Also, happy birthday, Beckett, a.k.a. Beast, turning 8 from Mommy, Daddy, Kaylee, Audrey, Lulu, and Harry Potter, and Jagger, or Jaeger. I'm not really sure. One of the two. So there you go. Got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ Show? Simple. Just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Well, with all this talk about Robert Kraft, apparently Jaybird decided he too wanted a massage.
Yo, yeah.
Well.
Yes.
No, it went
I mean,
like
it's been a great advertisement for it, hasn't it? I mean, really. You know, when you come to think of it, you go, hey, you know, maybe I could use a massage too. I'm a little tight.
I've been moving all my boxes and moving a ton, so my back has been all jacked up. So I went to go get a massage yesterday, and it was the most annoying experience ever. The woman massaging me the entire time, she's telling me about her bunions on her feet and how she shouldn't even be at work today. So she was complaining the whole time, shouldn't even be at work today. Oh, my bunions are killing me. The thing about my bunions is they get really bad skin. She starts going into details about her bunions. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
This is the most annoying massage ever. Then she starts talking to me about how she's living with her son. Her son's 21 years old, and she's so turned off by it. And she's so annoyed because she can hear him with the girls he brings back. Oh. So that was the entire hour massage. It's like, thanks for the relaxation. It's terrible.
It sounds like her therapy session.
Yeah, there are some people who work on backs that kind of keep talking a lot, and I mean, I don't want to be rude and say, can you shut up? But you kind of want them to shut up a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like an unwritten code because, yeah, luckily for the most part, the people I have, they don't really, say a lot. And
well, the rule is you speak if you get engaged. So if the person who's paying for the massage is laying on the table and they're striking up conversation,
yes,
then you talk and you engage. You're not supposed to be striking up conversation with them while they're trying to lay there and relax and forget about problems.
And I don't want to be standoffish either. So, I'll talk to, especially in the beginning part, but when you start working on stuff, she would ask me a question and I would answer it like, okay. And then she'd go into this big 10-minute thing.
Ugh, she's annoying me.
Oh, it was pretty rough.
There's a couple places where you wind up in those situations, a massage, a hairdresser, where these conversations can happen and you're a captive audience and there's no getting away. So
where'd you go for this massage?
I'll write it.
Was it a low budget place?
No, actually it wasn't. To be quite honest with you, it was not low budget. I'll write it down.
Okay.
But yeah, because the whole time I'm thinking she keeps complaining about how she's not supposed to be at work. She shouldn't be at work today. So I'm thinking, well, you don't even want to work on me right now. It's like the therapist that looks at the
negative
clock.
energy.
It's negative energy.
She's rubbing you and she doesn't want to be there and she's complaining about being there. Well, there's the door, B.
And isn't this all about setting up like with the oils and the music and setting up a nice positive energy?
Well, I really don't. The talking really wasn't the thing that bothered me. Even the stuff about the bunions, I'm like, all right, she's talking about her bunions. It was though I shouldn't even be here today. I shouldn't even be working.
Yeah,
that's what it was giving me. It was making me anxious during.
Because you're making her be there, and you're kind of forcing her to do something she doesn't want to do.
You see it sometimes even at like sub places where you ask someone to make something like, oh, I gotta make that. Oh, that means I gotta go get the extra cheese. Like, yeah, it's part of the gig, right?
Part of the gig. I think probably the worst for me is, with the dentist. That's the tough one. 'Cause I got a dentist. She is always engaging me in conversation, and yet I have tubes and all this stuff coming out, and she's like, "What? I can't." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can't really like talk." And
she really tries to talk to you.
Yeah, she'll like have conversations, just talk about I've been seeing her for years, and so she's telling me about her kid and everything else going on in life, and then she's like going, "Yeah, don't you?" But it will be a question where you need to respond, and I'm like,
cock, lady.
Yeah.
Well, is this a good move? They're saying in the chat room, bring earbuds to a massage, but then you're just that person where no one can talk to me. I got earbuds in. I feel like it's kind of a jerky move.
Yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, I kind of feel that way too, and it's tough. I try to watch myself. I think we're probably in a different place because I'm sure that there are probably times where I'm trying to be aware of what's around me, and somebody might try to say hi to us.
Yeah,
and you're.
I don't like earbuds because what if something's going on I'm supposed to hear?
The other thing I didn't like, I had like 15 more minutes left on my massage, and the whole 15 minutes, all she did was talk about like muscles in my leg, like almost like an education thing. I'm like, that's great.
She stopped rubbing you?
She was supposed to be rubbing me, and she's telling me about, this is your one muscle, and this is what it does. Like almost kind of giving me like a 101 about leg muscles, and I just wanted to get rubbed. I just wanted my back worked on. So the whole time I'm thinking.
She was just trying to dial it in and not finish her work.
She was burning off the clock.
Oh, it happens in life. You run into somebody, and they're just dialing it in for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. And you don't want to complain because
I
you don't want to
didn't.
get her in trouble, but
I really did, and I
she's
didn't.
annoying.
I didn't complain. I didn't make a big deal
You just
about
probably
it.
don't go back?
I didn't go back. I decided to publicly shame her on the air.
That's a better move.
It feels
Much
better.
move.
It feels
and
better.
make sure
Yeah.
you never get her again.
Never get her again. I'll probably end up going back though. I always do.
I always go back.
Oh, I had to complain. Never mind.
I thought this was a pretty funny story. There's this guy, and on Snapchat, you can do a gender swap filter. And there was this guy that did the swap and then used it as his Tinder profile just to see, what would happen. He thought it looked like, a fake photo and people would call him out on it right away. But he wound up getting 1,650 likes and 400 matches. And he said it's really kind of interesting just to see, what guys were saying to him about, trying to
Hook up.
hook up.
Yeah.
And just, that they're like, whoa, hey.
I saw the picture. He is much cuter as a girl than he is as a guy.
Some people are.
He's not that good looking of a guy, but he is a hot girl.
Well, I think some of those filters really that they make on Snapchat, even if it's the same sex, that you look so good, like you don't even look like you.
They pretty you up.
No, I mean they
They
honestly
make you look good.
Cosmetically change your face on some people.
I mean, you are massively changed. Like you are barely even recognizable as a person who you were.
I love it.
I don't like it. I don't
love
like it
it.
because then you're always in this false world.
It's fine.
What's real, man?
I love putting up false selfies.
You're a big fan of it, huh?
I don't like it.
The ones where you're like the little puppy dog and you're like winking and it just makes you look so cute.
Oh, the puppy. Those animal ones, they've seemed to be kind of trending down. Everyone was going ape poop over those things.
Yeah, so what we did, we took a photo with all of us on the filter, and I want to get your thoughts. Who is the most attractive as the opposite sex? And I think Jaybird's got my vote. Jaybird looks like a model.
I don't know, man. First of all, Kevin, you look like a girl I dated named Jessica back in the day.
Oh, I do?
You
Okay.
Jessica Ralston. I want to call you that all day.
Jaybird looks like his sister.
I look a lot like my sister Becky.
Okay. Denny's is pretty cute as well.
I kind of have a thing for female Denny's.
Yeah. And even Suits. Much better on the second picture than the first one he took.
Gotta have a few beers.
I like the first one better because he kind of looked like a lunch lady.
I want a few beers with Suits. I gotta have a couple.
And then Virginia's photo, what Virginia looks like as a dude.
I'm Hispanic and I am hot.
Yeah. You have the best beard on the show now.
You look like you do look like you'd be a model of some sort.
Oh, I love the ladies.
Yeah.
You do. You love.
I can't get enough. I'd like to juggle like 5 or 6 of them at once.
You're a player.
Oh, so playing.
Okay, yeah, so we got some of the responses. It's up on our Facebook page right now if you want to go see it. Yeah, Virginia looks like a hot date in a Miami gay club.
I'll take that.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of good. A lot of people love Virginia. Jaybird looks like the queen bee, and Denny's and Suits are his squad goals friends. Okay. Sounds like a very Taylor Swift-like kind of song.
Spelling is fun.
Yeah. Somebody says, why is Jason, Denny's, and Suits all the same chick?
I don't see that.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, but you're winning, I think, right now, Jaybird. You look the hottest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of this is real.
It's a compliment for your sister Becky.
It is. You're right.
Yeah. So if you want to go play around with that, that's a fun little thing. I didn't know. How many other filters do they have like that? I know you mess around with Snapchat a lot, Virginia.
I do mess around with it a little bit. That one's relatively new because I went to go look for it and I had to update the app to get it.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's relatively new to me.
Okay, fun little thing to play around with. That's one of the big things people are doing on their Tinder and their social media here today. You can jump on that.
I wish I could swap genders for one day just to see what it's like. Oh, yeah.
What would be the number one thing that you'd want to do?
I'll go to ladies' night and then hook up with a bunch of dudes.
Would you feel weird knowing that you were really a man having relations with a man?
you still feel the same.
You're
just
still
in
a
the
man.
body,
I still
yeah.
have Jaybird thoughts in my head. I'm
The
still
outside
Jaybird.
looks like a chick, but
Yeah.
you're still Jaybird, and now you're
And I have all the parts.
Yeah.
you have
think-
all the female parts.
I think, yeah, you got to test drive this thing, right? You got to see what it's about.
So you hook up with dudes, huh?
It's not weird to you? I mean,
Look,
is this going to be weird?
well, that's not. We're not on the podcast, first of all.
I
So,
know,
and it's
dude,
very
yeah.
early in the show, so I'm not sure what I can say.
I think you'd be weirded out.
Well, I wouldn't do that. That's not what
You
I'm
have to.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, who says you have
You
to?
have
Yeah,
to.
I'm more all about,
Yeah.
well, yeah, you know what I'm
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you there.
You got me.
You get yours and he owes you one?
What do you do? Well,
I would be exploring the parts that I don't normally have to be like, whoa, this is weird. What does this feel like? You know, I probably wouldn't even leave the house.
I mean, that's a good point, too.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to go out there and be a lesbian? Why do you want to be hetero?
I don't know, man. Kevin asked me a question. I gave you my first answer.
It was his first honest answer.
Why you gotta
He
judge
wants to
me?
hook up with a lot of dudes. That was his first
You know you can
honest
hook up
answer.
with chicks.
Right.
Yeah, but
No, that was not.
No.
No.
He wants
Yeah.
to get it.
I'm not changing my answer. You're not. No, I stand by my
Sausage
answer.
party.
Yes.
Why am I a
Lots
child
of dudes.
Lots of dudes. Line up, boys. Basketball team, where you at?
Well, yesterday we had a little bit of Facebook fishing on the show. Today, this is somebody that got Facebook blasted that showed up to somebody's wedding. But oddly enough, half the people think that what they did's not so bad. I'll tell you all about it coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Okay, tell me where you side with this. Is this a major wedding foul, or is it really not that big of a deal? There is a bride who just went all nuclear on Facebook because at her wedding, there was one of these guests that were there, and, you know, I guess probably not totally close. It was just one of those people who kind of maybe got in because they're the friend of somebody that's related
plus
to you.
one.
Right.
The plus ones you always got to watch out for.
So this woman she barely knew comes to her wedding and shows up with a whole bunch of Tupperware containers.
What?
They say that she filled 7 of them with food from the buffet, 3 of them with dessert, and she even grabbed a few beers and some floral centerpieces on the way out.
What?
Well, yeah, you stop her. You can't do that. You have somebody stop her and say, "Lady, take your Tupperware and get the hell out of here."
A lot of people actually were supporting her, saying, hey, that food's probably going to go to garbage anyway, so what is the big deal?
People supporting her probably on Reddit or on the internet that they're not real people.
You can't walk into somebody's wedding and start taking stuff.
If you have a real person in front of you and you ask them and presented that scenario to them, 98% of the people would say the person taking the food in the Tupperware is a moron.
Yeah, it seemed about 60-40 when I was looking down on the Facebook post. There were a lot of people that were actually defending it, saying, look, what are you going to do with that food? If it's the end of it and everybody's gotten their fill and food is just sitting there that is going to go back and go to the garbage, then what is the problem with going on ahead and taking some food home with you?
But how do you know that's going to the garbage? You don't know that. You're assuming that. I know a lot of places that will repackage that food and give it to the people that are a part of the wedding. They've paid for that food.
So they will. So after
Yeah.
a wedding, they'll give that
Totally.
to like
you
people
can
that are part of
totally
it?
take it to go. Yeah, like a doggy bag.
I know 3 couples that had a wedding. They had food left over, and they took it back home, and they ate for like a week after, and it was good food.
So maybe if you bring your own Tupperware, what this person was doing, it's not necessarily you're saving food that's going to go to waste. You've just jumped in line of somebody else who's closer to the bride,
right.
who should have gotten that food instead.
And you don't
of
just you don't just do that. You
It's tacky.
you gotta work. You gotta ask somebody or is this even real? Did we get duped
You
again?
never know.
This sounds like crap.
This is just a rant that she went on and said blah blah blah. So when these kind of things happen, you never really know. But what you do know is the responses a lot of people had saying, yeah, I don't think that's a big deal. Unless they had like what you guys were talking about. If the food was going to waste, there should be nothing wrong with what she did.
I guarantee you the food was probably not going to waste. Okay, if the bride and the groom don't want it, the servers and the people that all work there probably should get first dibs to it.
Over
before
somebody who was a guest?
Yes, I think so.
And everybody knows if you want to take stuff from a buffet, you wrap it in a little bag and you sneak it into your purse where no one sees you.
Okay.
That's how you get away with it.
Ziploc, not Tupperware, dummy.
You're making too big of a spectacle. You're being annoying on purpose. I'd have more sympathy if she got caught sneaking it into her purse. She's making it all about her. Mm-hmm. Kevin, we don't like this woman.
I can
and she
tell.
took other stuff too. She's trying to take floral arrangements and
That's why I don't even think this story's real.
This looks like somebody trying to go viral.
Think it's too much.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think about like if you're out to eat and you're sitting at a table and there's somebody that, you're not necessarily even like really close with, but they got something that looked absolutely amazing. Could even be a great big old sandwich. and they've got half of it and the other half is just sitting there. Should there be any problem saying, hey, if, you're not going to take that with you, do you mind if I have that?
Good way to get your ass kicked.
Really?
You can't ask. You can only accept if it's offered.
Well, what if it's sitting there on the plate and you're getting ready to go and they're not getting a to-go container and you're like, oh my gosh, that is a really good-looking sandwich that's just going to go to waste and
You
get
have
thrown
to
away.
wait until everybody is getting up to leave so that you're sure the sandwich is going to be staying there. And then you ask the person, hey, if you're not going to take that with you, do you mind if I doggy bag it?
And if you're tight with the person, if it's me and Virginia, hey, Virginia, are you going to eat that? But if your scenario is if you don't know the person. I told you about that clown who I didn't know, all drunk at Duffy's, comes up, grabs my fries off my damn plate, puts them up to his lips and goes, oh, can I have these fries? Well, I don't want them now. Your paws are all over
You should have
them.
kicked him right in the balls.
I need you around me more. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I need you around me more.
Yeah, see that? I think you can't. If somebody is in the middle of eating the food,
You can't take
no,
somebody's
no.
fries.
you can't take any food that's in play. I don't even
just
think you could argue that.
You're
The
right.
nerve to touch somebody's fries.
But we're talking about food that is going to wind up in the garbage in about 5 minutes, and they're not going to take it with them. Be going, hey, if you're not going to take that sandwich, kind of lay claim to that.
The witch is right. You wait until it's over, and you see they're not getting a doggy bag. When you see that half a burger on the plate, everyone's leaving. Hey, Bart, are you going to eat the rest of your cheeseburger? I'm kind of.
I'll box it. I'll eat it later.
I'll eat it.
Yeah. But you can't just assume that Bart's not going to box it because he might be waiting till the end to box it and take it home with him. You have to wait until Bart is getting up out of his seat to leave before you can say, hey, Bart, can I have your sandwich?
You've known me for 15 years. What's one of the things in life that I love more than anything?
You love bringing home food to go in a doggy bag.
For some people, it's all they
You
got.
do it. You order extra meals to bring them home in a doggy bag. I'm right there with you. I love a doggy bag.
Did Fat Kevin like a doggy bag? Did Fat Kevin like having a sandwich?
No, because I looked at a doggy bag like defeat. I'm like going because I hate everything right then and there. I mean, it just, to me, it's almost like I didn't win. I'm like, what? I couldn't take all this food down? Like,
I get doggy bags for everybody in my family, and they don't even like doggy bags. I get the doggy bag, and then
Yeah.
I eat their food at home.
I don't get people who don't like bringing food back to your restaurant. Food is the best.
I know. We ate with these couples the other night at this great restaurant, and I'm friends with all of them, but not like we don't live together like my family. I took everybody's food doggy bag.
And you asked them.
I asked them, and they were like, "Yeah, sure." They didn't want it.
got a couple of people who were talking about weddings and taking food. We got Dagoberto. It said, I'm Mexican, and it's not uncommon for people to try and leave with the centerpieces, extra cake, food, etc., from parties or weddings. She's probably Hispanic. Somebody else said, so I'm Jamaican, and I can't remember a party in all my years that there has not been at least 2 people who, when food is served, have not made at least one plate and then put it in their car, and then they come back and then they eat there.
But they're doing it again with the renegades, y'all.
That is renegade,
That's
and
not
that
your
is-
average thing.
That is rude.
Yeah, I'm not saying people don't do this, but
Yeah.
the scenario you're talking about, Tupperware lady, she's taking flowers. No, you can't do that.
Somebody else said, somebody took half my wedding cake home without asking me.
Oh
hell
my gosh. That is just beyond rude.
That's how you end a friendship.
That's crazy. Someone else just texted in too, said, when we go out to lunch, my boss usually just reaches over to the employees' plates and picks out fries or a piece of chicken or whatever she wants. I think it's just rude, but everybody just tolerates her.
Oh, that would not. We would have words. I'd have words with the boss.
You have to say something.
You know what? That's a position of power. No one's saying anything because you're the boss and you are stealing people's tenders. I'm so against it. We got to call her out.
It's not cute.
No.
It's not cute.
You grab a tender? A French fry's one thing. A chicken tender?
Yeah. Fascinating stuff.
You might get bit.
You are getting me all hot under the collar right now.
And he's wearing a T-shirt, no collar.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, some people actually don't have much of a problem grabbing the food.
Well, yeah, they're the ones that we're talking about.
Yeah. Somebody said taking other people's food is disgusting. They just had their germs all over it. Now you're eating it. Yeah, that's why for me, I would just be like, yeah, I don't know. Is there something you missed? Did the hands touch it?
I always reheat it. So it goes through a reheating process that I assume I'm killing all the germs.
Virginia's got a 5-minute rule here. In fact, I think you've knocked it down to 3. If there's food here in the building, if it's been out for longer than 3 minutes, she feels like it's been tainted by the sales team. Is
just breath.
They've been breathing.
Yes, just breath alone.
Just breath alone.
Yeah.
Some douche is going to cough.
Oh, yeah. Someone's going to touch it. Oh,
Yes.
I don't want it. They're going to put it back.
Their thumb touches it, and you don't even know what they do in the bathroom with that thumb.
Someone just texted in and said, I work for a caterer, and we always package up the food for the bridal party so they can feed the out-of-town guests. So,
There you go.
yeah, so if
Okay.
you're in there taking it with a Tupperware, then yeah, you're
The
probably
people that have paid for it
Right.
have first dibs.
I really want that person to text us back. The one with the boss taking your chicken tenders and everyone's afraid to say something because she's your boss. That ain't cool.
Let's call her out.
I do. I want to bring her down.
And somebody said our wedding venue didn't allow us to take food home. It was in the contract. The leftovers were to be used to feed the employees and those who had to stay late. Those who didn't pay 1 cent towards the wedding packed the food to take home. I had to apologize to the wedding coordinator the next day. So, yeah, there's apparently a lot of rules with it.
Huh.
So there you go.
I think the bride and the groom should get it if they've paid for it,
Of course,
right?
it's their
now,
food.
if they don't want it, give it to all the employees. But, I mean, sorry, not sorry. They paid.
I would be so heartbroken if I got married and I'm looking forward to all these leftovers later on in the night after a little honeymoon action, and I don't have my chicken, or someone took the cake.
I like that you're having a fantasy about this wedding night for yourself.
It's more-
This is progress, Kevin.
It's fantasy about the food, really.
Okay.
It's not about love.
Are these walls coming down?
No, absolutely not.
So he said, I work in a hotel in Bal Harbor, and all the old people will put omelets and waffles in their purses from the breakfast buffet.
All right, now that's shady. You can't take from a buffet. That is shady.
I got
Yeah,
busted
there's no way
taking
around that, yeah.
I got busted taking egg rolls from a buffet before.
You are breaking the rules. There has to be some level of decorum here. There's buffet rules, people.
Oh, I got called out for my egg rolls because they were in our old producer's purse, Mariana, and they saw us do it. Like, you cannot take egg rolls and put them in your purse. It was so embarrassing.
Okay. Food rules out there. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, Jaybird is actually going to be doing a food video today and would like a little bit of help with it. We'll find out about it next. Talking about food, and for once, we actually had a wedding topic Jaybird liked.
Oh, I got into it. I was back.
He did.
I could feel my neck vein. The vein in my
Normally
neck.
hates wedding talk. For some reason, he was actually plugged into wedding talk. I figured out all we got to do is just talk wedding food.
Don't mess with his doggy
Yeah.
bag.
Oh, my heart started. I was getting real mad about that.
Then all of a sudden, he gets into it. Otherwise, he doesn't want to talk about weddings. So, you said that you and Denny's going to be doing a food video today.
We're doing our mukbang video. We're finally going to do it. You guys, by the way, are more than welcome to join us if you are feeling so mukbangy.
Okay, well, the mukbang video, if you don't know, it's amazingly popular. It is people just eating food right into a camera, and they post them up on YouTube, and they do really well. Some of the ones that I've seen, they are the females that are attractive. They got attractive females doing it, so there's a weird attraction with that. Some of them I've seen. My daughter watches one, and the girl that's on there is really funny. And so, she got the way she pronounces things. It's kind of like Virginia. So she just loves, she's like, oh, she's hysterical. So she watches it for the comedy effect of it.
Okay.
You guys are just going to be doing it, and is there any other angle, or is it just eating?
Sexy. I mean, look at him.
Okay.
We're going to go live on our YouTube today,
Yeah.
and we're going to do it right when Denny's is off with his schedule today. So as soon as Denny's is ready to eat, and I think I've talked him into dancing with the devil. I think we're going to get real nasty with the food. We want to eat till our stomachs just burst.
Okay.
Ain't that right, Peace Train?
Yeah, I was gonna go with breakfast foods. It's probably my favorite.
Whoa. But I was asking, that's why I wanted to talk to you about it. What are some good visual foods we should do during our mukbang video? What do the people want to see us eat?
Want to see you eat visual foods.
I'd like to see you take down a sausage.
Okay. That's a breakfast food. Denny's, you're eating sausage.
Okay.
No knife, just a fork.
Banana.
Stab it and go.
Banana. I'm a banana pie man. I'm not so much a banana guy. Banana. These are very phallic. I'm noticing.
Eggplant. I want to see you guys eat an eggplant whole.
Hot dogs.
Yeah. Peaches. Can you do a peach? A big old juicy peach?
We can do we can do a peach, whatever you want.
Tacos. I'd like to see you eat tacos.
So yeah, I think it's just gonna be we'll be live on the chat, and it's gonna be me and Denny just talking to the people, just kind of whatever you guys want to talk about. You can ask us anything.
Okay, so you'll have an announcement like if you subscribe to the KVJ Show channel, it'll go out that, hey, Jay Byrne and Denny's mukbang video is about to begin.
Well, if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you need to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube thing so you know when the videos are coming up. We got people signed up for our channel, but they never know when we do a video.
If you subscribe, you want to hit the bell so that it gives you the notifications.
The push alert.
And that will also help for After the Show podcast, Weird Whatever, Spirits Talk, the Godcast, anything we do on YouTube. If you hit the notification, you'll get the message.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Fascinating
I need
stuff.
to hit the button. I want to see when this all going down.
Question.
Hit that bell.
Do you want to be a part of our mukbang video? People would love to see you eat a banana way more than Denny's.
I do. I just can't do it today.
Weak.
Sorry.
Kev, you live right down the street.
Banana?
Whatever you want, man. Yeah, we can make it as healthy as you want for you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, if you got involved in our mukbang video,
Be big stuff, huh?
it'd be, it would go from 20 viewers to 25.
Wow. I'm worth 5, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid. All right. I have to look into that. All right. So go follow along. Just look on YouTube for the KVJ Show. Yeah, somebody earlier had texted and said, a place like Chile, they have 0 is the alcohol limit. Like, you cannot have even a sip and drive a vehicle. And so there's no real gray area. It's not like, okay, well, maybe I'm okay to drive. Yeah, you drink any kind of alcohol, you can't drive.
Well, but that's if you're working for a company, that's their stance. At least it's black and white. You know the rules on there.
He means the country.
Oh, I got
Not
you.
Chili's. Chile. He thought you said Chili's. Like the restaurant.
Look, I'm in it. I got the mukbang video today. Yeah, I thought you were talking
Yes.
Chili's.
Not the home of the Presidente Margarita.
2 for 1 all day, every day.
How does Chili's do that? I don't know.
want my baby back, baby back,
That
baby
seems
back.
overreaching for a restaurant.
It's a country.
I know it's a country. I'm in it. Mukbang. 1 o'clock today.
Bang,
Me and
bang.
Food on the brain.
All right, coming up here in just a couple minutes, we got a married couple here that are not on the same page when it comes to
Anything.
dealing. Yes, basically anything. Yes, but especially their daughter's birth control. Just a little bit of insight on the Tiger Woods case that Virginia was talking about with the former bartender's family that is coming after him for negligence and the fact that they claim that they knew he had a drinking problem, yet was served too much before he went off and drove home and killed himself in the accident. Somebody texted and said, I'm an attorney regarding the Tiger Woods case. The family's pursuing a dram shop action. They're incredibly complex and difficult to prove. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And it seems like a decent policy. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but somebody said, I used to be a waitress at Buffalo Wild Wings in Orlando. We had a strict 2-drink policy for the 22-ounce beers. We weren't supposed to allow more than that. And, that's probably a good idea, but I think probably what bars are going to wind up with is somebody has 2 massive beers at, Buffalo Wild Wings, and then they go to another place. And here they are. You just saw them for the first time and don't realize they just knocked down 44 ounces of beer, and you're gonna, give them some more.
Or you don't even know if someone's hammered. People, not everyone's hanging from the chandelier.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There are some people it's very difficult to detect, and I've talked to them, and they'll be like, "Going, I am so hammered." Like, "When you're hammered," and they're like, "Oh yeah."
Can you tell when I'm hammered usually? Are there times where I can mask it? You're like, all right, bird seemed all right there.
You whoop it up a little bit, so. Yeah, that's how I can usually
I get
tell.
excited.
Yeah, you're excitable. Virginia, yeah.
I know you're drinking because you're smiling a lot more.
Right.
You look genuinely happy.
If I look happy, oh my gosh, Kevin, look how hammered Kevin is. He's look at that smile.
You're not stressed looking.
Yeah. Oh, why does Kevin drink? Okay, we got 2 parents here on KVJ Court today that want to discuss a decision that was made about their daughter, Nikki. Not happy with what her husband did. Now, he wants to be able to defend himself, and he thinks that what he did and how he handled it was just right. And they want to plead their case and get our thoughts on it. So, Nikki, what is it that your husband did that you think is not good?
So my husband took my 15-year-old daughter to get birth control pills.
Okay.
I'm really pissed off at him. That's something a mother and daughter do together. So, furthermore, he didn't even talk to me about it. And I don't want my daughter having sex, period. The fact that he went to her and took her to the doctor is just, it's crossing a line. My daughter will now think that it's fine to have sex and it's not.
Okay. All right. So that's kind of the basis of why you're upset. Now, the question here for you, Daniel, and a lot of people are probably right now listening to Nikki and saying, yeah, I mean, that seems odd. Why would you justify taking your 15-year-old daughter to get on birth control pill without consulting with your wife first?
Well, I didn't tell my wife because I knew she would overreact. And, she's proven me right, right now. She gets way too emotional and angry about these things. I tend to be more level-headed about them. And that's really actually why my daughter came to me, and she told me the truth. We have an honest relationship, and I appreciate that because I think that's important to know what's going on in your kid's life. So she came to me and she said she's had a boyfriend for 2 years. She said she wants to be safe. She wants to, do the right thing. And the bottom line is, my daughter didn't want to go to my wife about this. She was scared of a response. And she was also scared that, she's going to get judged by her.
Okay.
And, no offense to my wife, but she flies off the handle about everything. And that's why my daughter came to me. So here's the bottom line, in my opinion. This is 2019.
Right.
Okay, she's going to have sex regardless if you tell her no or don't or doctor or don't. And I'd rather have her be safe than ignorant.
Okay.
And I also want to say that I encourage my daughter to use condoms as well. But I'm realistic, Condoms don't always happen. I just want her to have all the information.
Okay. All right. Nikki, respond to this. Your husband is justifying why he did not include you in the decision to take your 15-year-old daughter to get birth control because of how you're going to react. And you are, in a sense, in this world where you think, okay, by getting her on birth control, now she's feeling like she's obligated to go have sex.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm raising a daughter, not a Kardashian, okay? I feel like most people will agree with me, and I want him to see that. I did find out that my daughter still has not had sex.
Okay.
So thank God I stopped it all in time. My husband needs to sit her down and tell her that waiting is better. And having a united front is the most important thing in a marriage.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like he's putting that in jeopardy by just, taking her there is basically like saying it's okay. And I'm not okay with that.
Okay.
If you tell your daughter it's okay to have sex, well, guess what? She's going to have sex. If you teach your kids about abstinence, well, guess what? There's a good chance they won't have sex. I've not changed my stance on this, and so he agreed to come on the show, and I want to see what people have to say about this.
Okay. What do you think, Virginia? I mean, you could be in a situation like this. How would you feel if Panda took Magnolia out in a couple years and got her on birth control without telling you?
But it was the reason why they did that was because they both are saying you fly off the handle about everything, which, I kind of agree with that. But you find out Magnolia deliberately told Panda, I don't want you to tell Mom about this because I don't know how she's going to react.
Yeah.
Would that hurt your feelings?
Yeah, but it would also make me check myself and realize, I'm not doing it right. Because as the mother, you want to be where your daughter goes for this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And because she didn't go to you, you need to look internally about why that happened the way it did. I mean, if your daughter is saying, hey, I'm about to be sexually active, help me, the answer is not yelling abstinence at her in her face. The answer is, okay, let me help you.
Okay, so does the end justify the means then? Did Daniel do the right thing without consulting with his wife and then taking his daughter out to get birth control? Because you think Nikki has it wrong in how she's approaching it.
I think it sucks that they did it without her. I think that they should have probably told her they were doing it before they did it.
Okay.
But you would have stopped it, though.
But she's wrong. I mean, if your daughter is coming to you telling you that this is about to happen in her life and she wants to be safe, then you need to do the right thing, which is help her get protection, help her learn, help her navigate this safely.
Right.
Is the mom being realistic, saying that just by
No.
saying don't have sex, your kid's not going to have sex?
She's not being realistic. I just think she's handling it wrong as a mom.
Well, the one thing she said, if you preach abstinence to your kids, guess what? Your kids are going to probably be abstinent. I don't know if I believe
That's
that.
not true for every kid. And maybe you had hoped that would be true
Sure.
for your daughter. And
Yeah.
maybe it was true for you and your relationship with your mom. But times change, kids change, and I think kids are a lot more active earlier than we would like.
I
Okay,
just wanna-
she's 15. She hasn't been active yet, but
How do you
is it
know,
like,
though? I mean,
okay,
how does the mom know that?
well, I don't know.
None of
Nikki's-
them know.
No one knows.
Nikki believes that she hasn't. At least that's what she's saying back to her. Is she being honest or not?
But she's asking her for help, and she went to the
Right.
place that was safe to ask her dad. And you have to commend her for doing that. You know, she's trying to do the right thing, and the dad, I think, is trying to do the right thing too. I think mom needs to get on the right page.
Okay, so you're Team Daniel here. You think that what he did was the right call. That's-
Normally, I'm never team man, but I am on this one.
Okay. Well, they want feedback because here they are. They both feel like they're completely right and justified in how they feel and what they did.
And this is a 2-year boyfriend we're talking about now. This is not just a girl who's just going
Sure.
out there deciding to throw it at her junior prom.
Right.
Are they still on the line together?
Yeah, they are.
Do you think they're fighting? Can they hear each other?
Yeah, they can hear each other. I think they're good. Yeah, in fact, I am actually impressed because I think they were getting a little bit squirrely before we got them on, but they were both very calm and delivered. I thought both of them good sides to their argument. So which side are you on, Nikki's or Daniel's? This one is pretty much a landslide here. This is a KVJ court. Daniel is on here defending himself. His wife, Nikki, is not very happy because Daniel took his daughter, she's 15, been in a relationship with her boyfriend for 2 years to get birth control. The mom believes in abstinence, and she is not happy that he did not talk to her about it and did it. And Daniel said, look, I would have, but I knew how she felt about it. I knew she would have put the brakes on this. My daughter came to me and said, look, I know how mom is going to react on this, and this is just, something that I would like to get on. She claims that she's not been sexually active yet, and the dad also said, hey, look, this isn't enough. I mean, if you're going to do this, you still also need to use other forms of protection. So, apparently that's how he set it up, and she was not happy and said, look, I don't think anybody's going to defend you, but I think it's, unfortunately, Nikki, I think it's the other way around. We got Kristen on here from Margate. What's your thought on this, Kristen?
Good morning. I am an 8th grade teacher, and I deal with this issue pretty often. And abstinence is really idealistic and everything, but she made a comment about how she's raising a 15-year-old daughter. I hate to break it to her, but society is at least partially raising her 15-year-old daughter as well.
Mm-hmm.
And abstinence is not the popular opinion these days. Kids are going to do what kids do. And does she want to be safe or does she want to be sorry? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Because her daughter, in 3 short years, is going to be an adult. And she's making the decision to do this. And, I mean, her mom is really not going to get in the way of that, realistically speaking.
Yeah.
Virginia had a good
Yeah.
point too. When the one detail, they've been together, the boyfriend and girlfriend, for 2 years. It's a long time for people to be together and them not starting to explore. I get how abstinence is ideal.
Sure.
Is it realistic?
Exactly.
Rosa on here from Miami Lakes. Yeah, what's your thought on this, Rosa?
Good morning, guys. First of all, I love your show. Thank you for your shows. It's a wonderful show. Second, kids are going to do what they want to do, regardless if the parents approve it or not approve it.
Yeah.
So, I'd rather give birth control to my child. I mean, I have a 28-year-old son, but that's...
Oh, Rosa, I'm sorry. Your phone is breaking up a little bit here. Yeah, you said you gave birth control to your son?
No. I have a 28-year-old son, but I'd rather give birth control.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to put you on hold there.
Oh, she was so nice.
I know. I'm
It's
so
fading
sorry.
out.
Yeah.
I think she's saying she would rather give birth control to him than not if they come to you and ask.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
mean, if they come to you, you know how many parents don't get that? You know how many parents don't get the child that comes to you and asks for help or
Right.
advice?
Yeah.
Most don't get it. So if you're in that lucky few where your child comes to one of the parents and says, hey, help me with this, I want to do it the right way, you are doing something right.
I remember my dad dropped me off to college. We're getting all my dorm stuff ready, and I noticed he'd bought a whole box of condoms for me and put them in my front dresser. I'm like, oh, Dad, this makes me feel so weird and awkward.
I don't know if there's any real good way to do it where it doesn't come off awkward.
And I didn't have a bit of sex my freshman year, so those condoms did nothing but collect dust.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's okay. I wanted though. I was practicing abstinence.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of the texts said, abstinence has never been an effective means of birth control. The data is correct. Education information is proper. And someone else said, you can tell your kids not to go to the swimming pool, but you damn well better make sure that they have swimming lessons in case they do. This is my philosophy on birth control. So I think really the only thing is just that he did not include his wife, and that's not a healthy parenting. Yes, I get what she's saying. She's right in a sense. You got to have a united front, but at the same time, you've got to realize on some of these cases where if you are going to be, a bulldozer or a brick wall for all these kind of things, that you are going to have to maybe be more flexible in your stances, because this is what happens. They did an end around you, Nikki, because they're like, we knew what she would say. I mean, just her coming on, I think she really wanted people to say, yeah, you could give her a little bit that they shouldn't have teamed up against her, but her position, she's like, I want her to be an abstinence kid.
And abstinence is a beautiful fairy tale. We all want that for our kids. But guess what? It's not reality. You're not living in reality. Your husband is doing the right thing, and now you look even more silly to everybody in the family.
Do you remember how old were you when you lost your V card? Do you remember?
Yeah, we start early in Logan.
It seems like you would.
Yeah, probably around the same age as this girl. Yeah.
15?
Yeah, 14, 15, somewhere around there.
14?
Somewhere around there.
Whoa. Must have been
I was a late bloomer.
that mullet.
Most kids in 5th grade are like, what are you waiting for?
What about you?
Yeah, I think I was 15.
16 for the bird. Okay, I think that's average. 15, 16, right? Is that average?
It is. That's why I think, Daniel's sitting here looking, saying, hey, I'm not going to be naive. My kid is...
I think it depends. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, she's in a relationship. He is saying, my daughter has had a boyfriend for 2 years, and now they're going to go there and explore that. But that's normal. And that's actually, I think, a healthy scenario. She's not just going out randomly on the weekend and deciding to give it up to some guy she met in the park.
Right.
This is a little boyfriend she's had for 2 years. She trusts her dad, and she went to her dad for advice and for help. And, I mean, this is like a best-case scenario.
Would you have felt awkward if your dad dropped you off at college your freshman year, and then when you left, you saw that he put condoms in your front dresser? Would that make you feel weird?
It'd make me feel weird, but like I said, I don't think there's any way around it. You're going to feel a little bit awkward with it, but you're going to be later like, thankful he did it. How is she going to do it? And I think sometimes the awkwardness I know for me, there have been many instances where I'm like, I should have probably said something or stepped up or done this or that, but I'm like, I'm going to make it weird. It's going to be awkward. And so I didn't.
About what you mean? Just about...
I think things, a lot of times talking about sex and, other things like that, you're like, I'm sure they're fine. They'll figure it out. I mean, there are things that you do sometimes where as a parent, I haven't. There have been many instances where I'm like, it's going to be weird, awkward. They're not going to like this. I don't want to create that kind of environment for them.
I don't care. I
don't
don't care if it's weird or awkward for them.
You're right.
I make it weird. I make it awkward.
Right.
We get into it. We talk about it.
You've had the talk with Mags?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Have you had the talk with Cannon?
Getting close.
Did you have the talk with Colin and Caitlin, or was that a Queen thing, or did you just let them kind of figure it out?
I think more so they figured it out. I'm trying to remember if Kim did with Caitlin. It's been a while now, so I mean, talking 7 years, but 7-8 years. So I think something might have happened, but I don't know that we had flow charts and all that,
We break it down, and we talk about details.
What age was this? Is this recent?
This was like in the past year.
Details just about the safety or just about everything?
Everything.
Okay. There you go.
Gosh,
It's awkward. That's just the way it is.
It is awkward.
As a parent, you're going to have moments where you're going to do something and you have to go into a bed going, there's no way to really not make this awkward. And you just have to say, that's just part of parenting. You are going to have to do and say awkward things with your kids.
Are y'all cool with the school teaching your kids stuff too? Or?
Yes. I think the school is good too because they get into details about the STDs and they show pictures and slideshows and movies and all of that. It should be supported by a conversation at home.
But what age should that start at, you think?
I think 12,
As
12.
soon as you're able to do it.
13,
Yeah.
12.
That might
yeah.
even be kind of late. I mean, 12. You guys are Logan over here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's earlier now, too. I'm old.
Yeah, Logan, we do it in kindergarten.
Logan just seems like
But
you
we
grow-
can't even read yet.
something tells me you just grow up real quick in Logan.
You do. You just got it's a tough town. You just got to grow up real fast, my man.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
All right, yesterday I was talking about dog allergies, and I was trying to figure out if my little Pomeranian's got allergies because of her eyes. I mean, she looks like she took a rip off Denny's bowl because she's just like her eyes, like they're glassed over, kind of like thing, and she's got a little bit of muck, kind of like in her eyes. It's like she's barely opening her eyes. It's like
Doggy
she's-
goop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like some doggy goop, and I'm like, what's going on? But she doesn't. She'll get it, and this isn't the first time she's had it. But as I started thinking about like when she seems to get it, seems to be for a period about the same time every year. And I'm like, she must have something she's allergic to.
Yeah, dogs get allergies.
Yeah.
I think any living thing get allergies,
Yeah,
right?
guess so. I just never really thought about it. I mean, what do you do about it? I guess you just clean out her eyes and keep it going. But it's really kind of weird. I mean, luckily I'm fortunate. I don't really have any allergies. There's nothing that makes me crazy. I mean, I'm the typical poison ivy and stuff like that. That messes me up. But I think that does almost everybody. I think it's rare if poison ivy doesn't affect you.
So the allergy, it goes, Virginia's got the worst, then Denny's. I'm a close third to Denny's, and then I think Suits, then you.
Yeah, I really don't have any allergies to speak of.
Oh, I do.
You're lucky.
Oh,
I know I
man.
am.
Cats, for some reason, I don't know if it's the type of hair or the stuff they put on cats, but for whatever, they make me just so sneezy, and I look like I'm freebasing.
Yeah.
I did that scratch test, where they lay you down
Yeah.
and they do a test on your back. And I think they stopped at 50 things that I was allergic to. They're like, yep, you're allergic to all this. Like
Wow.
grass, trees, cockroaches, cat, dog, all these things.
But I don't get any of that for dogs. Dog hair, for some reason, does nothing to me, but cats, man.
You've always had dogs, too, in your house.
True.
And I think that you can build up immunities to it. You can if you're exposed, you build up immunities sometimes. See, I just never expose myself. That's why I'm so fragile and feeble.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
never go around cats or dogs, so when I do, I just blow up.
Yeah.
And then you check Benadryl, and that's a weird ride. You're
Oh,
half
no.
asleep, you're half awake,
Right.
you're
Yeah, what do you
texting
do?
people you shouldn't text.
I don't take that Benadryl unless it's bedtime because that stuff puts you in a weird space.
It doesn't make me go to bed. Half my body falls asleep, and then half my body wants to run. It's weird.
Okay.
So I'm in a coma, but I'm also in a race.
You're in active coma.
Yes, it's a terrible ride.
Yeah. That
And
is
don't
tough.
watch murder specials on that. 'Cause
Yeah.
it puts you in a weird place.
Yeah, there are some people that are allergic to stuff that's not like your normal. They have pets and things that might be pollen flying around the air. There are people that are allergic to coffee.
Wow.
Yeah. And I even saw one time somebody was allergic to dish soap. I'm like, my gosh, how would that be?
I know you're going to think I'm being dramatic. I honestly feel like I am slightly allergic to techno music. It does something to my skin. It makes my ears, it pierces my ears. I feel like I want to scratch.
Yeah.
Can you be allergic to music?
I don't know.
It's a good question, yeah.
It does something to me.
It just it could. I mean, sound does mess with people.
It does. That we talked about that not that long ago. There's certain
Sensory.
sounds. Yeah.
sensory issues.
It
Yeah,
does.
misophonia. Some people have.
It
yeah.
makes my skin red and want to itch.
Oh, stop scratching yourself.
Sorry, I'm talking about techno.
Yeah, I know somebody that has the nut allergy stuff, and that's really tough, and that's scary. Yeah, his son, it's like he has to really watch. And there have been a couple instances where they've been at a restaurant, and I think one time he got mole and had no idea that I guess there's nuts in that.
Oh.
The mole sauce that you get, and just right there, throat starts to close, and they got to get the EpiPen out.
That is scary.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, some people there's shellfish allergies and all kinds of stuff that people got to watch and jump on. Somebody said, I'm allergic to baby oil. Okay.
Oh, man.
Jaber, that'd be.
That stuff feels so good on your skin.
What would you do if you were not allowed to use baby oil?
I just love putting it on my skin. And don't be perverted. I'm talking about my face. I know what you're thinking.
Somebody said, my brother-in-law is allergic to water.
What?
I am. I'm allergic to drinking water. I'm sure of it. I get sick.
I don't think it's drinking. I think it's just like even touching. It's the weirdest thing. It gets hives.
Touching water?
I guess. How would you go through life not touching water? Could you imagine, I mean, living in South Florida?
Touching or drinking?
It sounds like he gets hives.
That is so weird. Okay, what do you do then? How do you clean
Everything's
yourself?
got water in it. That's insane. I've never heard of that.
Are they trolling us?
I don't know.
Drinking water, I'll give you. 'Cause some people can't digest it that smoothly. I'm one of them. I really don't. It gives me water. Gives me a headache, and it actually dehydrates me.
I am so happy I don't have that.
Yeah. That's crazy stuff. Yeah, so a lot of people got weird stuff, and even animals, too. Yeah, my rabbits got allergies.
Oh.
That is kind of crazy. So, yeah, some of the stuff that people got. I'm allergic to eggs.
Some people are allergic to eggs. Absolutely. I've heard of that.
People are allergic to cheese. I know someone who can't even eat cheese. They'll crap their pants.
Dairy, cheese,
Oh, yeah.
eggs.
Yeah, lactose intolerant. Yeah, and a lot of people have that gluten allergy.
Yeah.
So is that
celiac?
Is that what it means? If you're lactose intolerant and you eat cheese, when they say they can't eat cheese, does that mean because they crap their pants? Is that what that is?
I think everybody's different. I don't want to speak for all lactose intolerant people. Some people just get a little farty, like me, and some people probably mess themselves.
Damn.
Luckily, I'm not on that brown end of the spectrum.
Luckily, you're just farty.
Luckily
Yeah.
for you.
So
That's
lucky.
the good news.
Yeah, so lucky.
Yes. Somebody's allergic to pineapples.
Yeah.
Yep, that came back in my food sensitivity test. And I used to love to have pineapple, kale, apple smoothies. Oh, they were so good.
I've heard that people can really love pineapple and still eat it. I've had it before. I think I'm allergic to pineapple, and I do like it, but it burns my skin.
I've had a nutritionist tell me that a lot of people are allergic to pineapple, and they don't realize it. They just eat it, and they have no idea.
Uh-huh. On the water thing, because somebody's like, it's impossible to be allergic to water. They said he can be exposed for a little while, but too long, and he has a reaction. I've seen it myself. It's very bizarre. Okay. Michelle's on here from Boca. What weird thing is your daughter allergic to, Michelle?
She is allergic to latex, adhesive from like stickers or Band-Aids that rips her skin off, and bacitracin, that's a neosporin.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not until she turned 13. She never had an allergy. She used to love balloons and stickers all over her body, and
Yeah.
now she can't even get near them. Yeah.
That's insane that how your body
Yeah.
changes. Like at one point in her life, it wasn't a problem.
That happened to me, too, because the last time I had surgery, I became allergic to surgical tape.
Dang.
And it wasn't like that before.
Right.
You can change. Your body changes. It really does.
It does. I mean, when I first got on the show, I was sort of allergic to the dirt of the day, but now, Kevin, my
Terrible
gosh.
allergies, yes.
My throat closes
Well, let's
up.
add a 9 o'clock dirt then and finish you.
Somebody said, I'm allergic to cardboard. My skin breaks out in hives, and ironically, I work for a moving company.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
That's awful.
Yeah. Okay. That's just nuts. So some people have some bizarre allergies. Somebody's allergic to ground pepper, poultry, all citrus fruits, no fish or seafood for me.
Hot sauce.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, your body reacts crazy when you get around hot sauce.
I get welts on my skin.
Somebody else said they're allergic to metal. I don't
Heavy
think the
metal?
music, yes.
Me too.
Put on some Metallica and
Ugh.
yeah, they go crazy.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Huh, so many people on meth.
Oh, yeah. We're trying to get some summer vacation plans together here, Jaybird. Got some suggestions from the Travel Channel, who has revealed the 8 best places to catch a glimpse of Bigfoot.
Okay.
They use data from the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization.
This is from the Travel Channel?
Yeah, Travel Channel did this, yeah.
Kind of legit.
Real credible.
Oh, yeah. The data combines eyewitness accounts analyzing 23,000 sightings across the country, according to the ranking. The Travel Channel then determined the 8 states with the highest likelihood of having your own Bigfoot encounter. Wow. How exciting is that, huh?
One's got to get out in the rough. Got to explore. I don't explore at all, so I got to get out there.
The Travel Channel said that the eastern half of the United States, the state of Ohio actually had the some of the most sightings. Ohio ranks 6th with 1,042 Bigfoot sightings.
There is an Ohio Bigfoot for sure. In fact, nowadays, and you wonder if it's just pop culture catching up to Bigfoot stuff, it seems every state now has their own Bigfoot.
Yeah, my mom sent me a photo. They have a Bigfoot section at a store there that you could go with all these Bigfoot shirts and all that kind of stuff.
There's one in Georgia. They've got the Florida
Yeah.
skunk ape.
Yeah, I think,
Ohio's also number 1 for people that are drunk.
Is it?
And inbred.
Probably.
Drunk people love to see Bigfoot. That's all I'm saying.
They say Washington, California, Pennsylvania, Michigan, New York, top states for seeing Bigfoot.
Yeah, there's a New York Bigfoot and everything.
Okay.
It's a city Bigfoot, like Sex in the City.
Oh, this is an interesting way to try to up your basketball skills. A man in Longwood, Florida thought he would get better if he played naked. Ironic he's playing in Longwood.
Hey.
Cops were called after witnesses saw the 29-year-old man walking around the park naked. When they arrived, he was playing basketball.
Dude. Is he playing, like, with somebody?
It's tough defense.
Yeah.
Someone's naked. You don't want to.
That really
You don't want
is.
to back into him.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. He was charged with indecent exposure of sexual organs.
Is there any sport that you think you'd play better if you were naked, other than swimming? Because swimming would be great.
Yeah, possibly beach volleyball.
Yeah, okay.
Possibly.
Just don't dive for any balls.
I don't know. You're going to have a lot of flapping around.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Flopping around or whatever y'all do down there.
You're right. Yeah, if I go to spike something, I might actually step on my nard.
It might be tough to be naked any sport.
How low are your balls these days?
Frisbee golf, maybe.
Frisbee golf.
Yeah.
Golf. At golf, you could do naked. Although sitting on the golf cart, your butt cheeks would stick.
You got to walk it.
Yeah, you got to tuck your nards. All right.
I think swimming is the best.
Swimming and then
Swimming
golf.
would be
Yeah.
good, yeah. Okay. There's a bus driver in Utah who's being sued for racism against a biracial kid, but he says that can't be. I cannot be racist because look at my dog. He's as black as can be.
What an
That's his
idiot.
defense.
Oh my gosh.
The police in Toronto are looking for a guy who stole a tip jar from a restaurant last week. Probably a good disguise, too. He was dressed as the Joker. So, good luck finding him, right? All you have to do is just take off the disguise.
Yeah, if it's makeup, it's going to be hard to...
Very hard.
Well, being 900 pounds doesn't keep you out of court. There's a guy in Virginia due in court this week to face cocaine conspiracy charges.
He's 900 pounds?
Yes, and apparently loves cocaine. That's an odd combo. So a team had to go in and cut the walls out of his house to transport him there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? He's 900 pounds?
900 pounds. I know. That's what I'm saying.
How do we not know about this guy?
He might not be getting high on his own supply. Yeah, so there you go.
It's a crazy story.
Yep. They say a woman in New York was separated from her newborn baby because she ate a bagel. She went into labor but was asked for a urine sample, and when doctors arrived with the results, she was informed that she had tested positive for opiates and was separated from her newborn.
Aww.
She pleaded, said, look, I swear to you, I have not done any kind of drugs. And then they kind of retested it and realized it was a false positive. And
Those poppy seed bagels.
I mean, that is insane that those things are that potent.
It is, but just don't have one.
But
if you're going to be taking any kind of pee test,
yeah,
do not.
They're so good, though, Virginia.
Are they? They're not that good. Poppy seeds get in my teeth. I don't know. We a poppy seed fan.
Man, what do they really do?
They're not that
have a lot of
great.
flavor, do they?
I mean,
They
get
have
an
flavor.
onion bagel, get an everything bagel, get an egg bagel, get a salt bagel. There's like 15 bagels you should get before the poppy seed.
Not gonna lie, I'd not had an everything bagel until not that long ago. Kind of changed my life.
They're so good.
I can't believe how good an everything bagel is.
Okay.
Those have poppy seeds on them, though. Be careful.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Oh, no drug test for me.
Yeah, this is radio. They encourage it.
A 15-year-old in Alaska is looking for legal advice after his parents set up security cameras in his bedroom and bathroom, trying to make sure he was not in there punching the clown.
Aw.
That ain't cool.
Come on.
That's kind of what he's saying.
I mean,
He's
the
like,
kid's gonna be on the run doing it now.
That's intense, too. Every moment you're being videotaped.
Right. And he's saying this is overreaching.
That's awful.
What about when he's pooping?
Yeah,
They watch that too?
Cameron's still be on.
That's terrible.
Right. There's a high school kid from New York that just did a pretty cool promposal. Guess it pays to have connections. His dad is friends with the CEO of T-Mobile, and he let him take over the T-Mobile billboard in Times Square.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah, now everybody has that access. She said yes.
She better.
Yeah, go figure. So there you go. Pretty cool little promposal. And that is your whacked out news. You ever have somebody actually ruin a whole name for you? Because somebody that you know was just such an awful person that you're like, I can never like anybody with that name again. It's forever tainted. And you can't get past it. And the thing that would stink is imagine, they did such a job on this name that later on in life, you wind up meeting a person with that name. You're like going, I don't know, I kind of like them, but
I can't be with you.
Yeah.
I can't be your friend.
It is really kind of tough. Whenever I see a jerky Kevin, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, you're making it harder for me. Yeah, Kevin's got to be awesome. Don't blow this for me. Yeah, Jaybird was just trying to get himself a sandwich, and apparently somebody with, what was the name, Jaybird?
Kurt. This guy was such a sub-douche that he ruined the name Kurt for me forever. His name is Kurt. You could see it. I heard people calling his name the whole time. He had the name tag and everything. His bad attitude ruined Kurt's forever for me.
Forever will
Forever.
Kurt's be tainted.
Kurt's will never be the same to me because this guy was that big of a jerk.
Yeah. That's
Just
all done for you.
Wanted to argue with me about Swiss cheese. I'm like, that's provolone, sir. That's not Swiss. No, that's Swiss. I go, no, it's not. And he was wrong. He admitted he was wrong. And he's like, but didn't say he was sorry. He was such a jerk.
So you get into different kinds of food fights.
Big time. Yeah. I mean, this guy was such a D-bag. I'm sorry if there's any peaceful Kurts out there.
Well, it's tough, yeah. Like I said, I don't want to ever see anybody, with my name out there kind of abusing it. It's like, hey, look, we're in a Kevin club. We're forced into this. I was given this name. This is just who I am. So don't ruin it. Luckily, Virginia, anybody with that name is now deceased.
You're the only living Virginia.
So she's fine. She don't have the same worries that we do.
Old ass name.
But when you got a very popular name too, like Jason, it could go either way. Like, Jason, does that have an effect when you hear it? What do you think of when you hear Jason?
I've met quite a few cocky, douchey Jasons.
I have too, actually.
Jasons are kind of like, yeah, what's up?
Another one that I don't, it can go either way, but I've met so many douchey Mikes. Not Michaels, Mike.
Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mike, and another one, Donnie's. Donnie's another one.
I got my own Donnie story.
Yeah, you do.
And it's tough to deal with.
It proves to be right.
Hey, he was a handful, that Donnie. Well, I think there's just something too, and I think when you've manipulated or changed a regular name in a certain way, that will say something about who you are. So you've changed it. Like a Don, you could be Ronald, Donald, Don. When you become Donnie, then somehow, especially when it's a dude that does that, it throws a little bit of extra. There's a little bit more piss and vinegar in that. Like a Tommy, Donnie, all these kind of like, you
Bobby.
throw that.
Anything with a Y at the end, you got to be suspect.
Yeah. They're scrappers usually. They're going to cause a fight and problems, and you better be ready when you come into it. Be like, all right, I got to get myself together.
Oh, don't worry. Tiffany, she's going to lie to you. She's going to tell you one thing, but she's lying to you.
Tiffany with an I or Tiffany with a Y?
Tiffany with a Y, she's going to lie to you, but Tiffany with an I, she's going to lie to you, and she's doing your best friend. I'm just telling you. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not
She's throwing
good.
it around. Huh?
Oh, my gosh. And she's a liar. She cheats.
Yeah, she does. Tiffany's a cheater.
Tiffany's cheat.
Tell me about this Tiffany that did you wrong. Let's get into it.
She was a liar. Everything about her was a liar.
Okay.
We're going back to high school.
Tiffany broke his heart.
First word that comes to mind when you hear Kevin. What is it? Because honestly, when I hear it, I think bland.
Boring. I think Kevin Jonas.
Yeah.
Kevin Ross.
Right. It just seems like it's like,
I think responsible, reliable.
It's like vanilla yogurt.
You're
solid.
You're too much. You're commenting on the man Kevin Ralston. It's the name Kevin. What do you think of?
Yeah. What is Kevin?
I'm with Kevin. It's like oatmeal.
He's a saltine cracker.
Nothing in it. Yeah. Jason's a little jerky.
Jason's a little jerky, a little douchey. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well.
And I'm just old and dead.
Yeah, we can't even find anybody like that.
No, that's it.
Virginia, you just think old. Ever have a name ruined for you, or did you ever have your name ruined? Somebody texted in and said, yeah, I'm a Tanya, and Tanya Harding just completely ruined my name for everybody. Cause,
she did.
Yeah, now it really is. It takes you right to it. You think Tanya, you're thinking, okay, trashy. You know, yeah, it's tough.
It does.
It's tough,
so
yeah. And
funny.
you'd be like, I had that name before. It's like, gosh, now anybody hears it, ugh. And there is something to it. I don't know what it is. And some people do. You seem to step in line sometimes with the category of your name.
You do bring your own baggage into it, for
You
sure.
do. You do. But yeah, Kevin, somebody said, yeah, I just think lame. Yeah, you're right. Kevin's just, you're right. It's oatmeal. It's just, Kevin is just lame. Somebody said Jason equals jerk. Yeah.
It really, there are a lot of jerky Jasons for sure.
And some people want us to give our first impression. They're reading on their name. Somebody said Sarah. For me, Sarah.
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet,
Yeah.
honest,
Reliable.
and pure.
She's a good girl. She does the right thing.
Yeah.
You marry her.
She finds a wallet on the floor. She returns it to the
Honest
rightful owner.
and pure, the two words I think of first when I think of Sarah.
I agree.
Yeah. What about Gregory?
Gregory's a reliable dude. He's also a little stiff, little nerdy.
He's a little bumbling.
Little bubbly, but he's a good person, and he ain't gonna do you wrong.
First word that for some reason comes to my mind, bedwetter. I don't know why.
It falls in line. No, it all works.
Not say you are now, but at one point, Gregory was a bedwetter.
He's a bumbling
bumbling bedwetter.
And then he tries to clean it up. He spills everything. Wait, am I Gregory?
You should have been a Gregory.
Yeah, somebody said Jaybird is right. Every time I meet a Mike, I know he's going to be a giant D-bag.
And there's a good run from age 13 to 17. He chain smoked. Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. So he said, my name is Dina. What do you think? Dina. First impression.
The Dinas I know are cute, bubbly.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not
You dated one.
very nice. I mean, I can't say anything bad. The nicest name ever.
Very bubbly, very cute, very friendly.
Y'all know I dated a Dina. I can't say anything bad about a Dina. Yeah, I think you're right though. Nice, reliable.
All right. What about Carlos?
Carlos
Carlos to me is the Spanish Kevin.
Is it?
I think it is. I just don't think much when I think Carlos. They're just a guy. Carlos is they're just a standard guy. There's nothing that really stands out.
He's not gonna make you mad, but he's not gonna make you happy either.
They're not ever really in great shape, but they're not in terrible shape.
Works
They're
hard.
just Carlos.
Works hard for the money.
Yeah,
Gets it done.
Yeah, he's just a blue collar Spanish dude. That to me that's what Carlos is.
He gets it done, but yeah, he doesn't really make a lot of ripples.
Yeah. What about Mary? First thing I think of is pale. She's very pale. Mary cannot be in the sun long.
And she uses. She definitely judges you if you don't live the kind of life she thinks you should live. So judgmental. If you don't agree with Mary, she's without a doubt talking about you, and she has potential of poisoning her husband if things don't go that well.
Okay. What about Ashley? You got to read it on Ashley?
Ashley does like to throw it.
Really? You think so? What do you think,
Yeah,
Jay-Bird?
and Ashleys are usually hot, but they.
Yeah.
A little bit of a handful?
A little bit of a handful, but
high maintenance?
worth the ride.
Okay.
Fun.
Okay. What about a Caitlin? It's a Kaitlyn.
Caitlin.
That's your daughter.
It's spelled differently, though.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Caitlin.
When you start throwing the
K or a
variations,
C?
it's a K.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta
Complex, complicated.
Gotta be careful. Yeah. Get her on the.
Hard to read.
Be
careful what you say.
Hold it against you.
Yeah. Could turn around, bite your head off.
My
and you're
sister
like going,
Caitlin's with a K.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Somebody said, yeah, it's so true about the kids. When you work in childcare like I have, every misbehaved kid that drives you nuts, you definitely begin to associate that name with that personality. Some of it's true, though. Every David I have ever had is a very active child.
Oh, Davids are hard to handle.
Yeah.
Good luck parenting a David.
Super hyper. Good luck with a David.
He's all over the place.
Okay.
What do you hear when you see her, Omar? First thing.
Omar, skinny, Hispanic, good baseball player. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good lover?
Probably, yeah. I think so. But very, very thin.
What about a Darren? Is Darren a good
Darren's
lover?
an a-hole.
Darren's a
Darren's
a-hole.
a complete a-hole.
Terrible lover, all in it for himself.
A mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all about themselves.
Good looking, but kind of lets his body go. He's
Darren's
like,
are terrible people.
he lets his body go, but then he gets on his woman for, I don't like him.
I know 2 Darrens. I like them both.
Well, me and Kevin hate them.
Yeah, no, it's just all what you all run into. It's a fun game, yeah. The name association game. There you go.
Look at you listening to the KVJ show on 97.9 WRMF. Lucky.
Well, it didn't take very long for all this kind of craziness to go down here. People are like, wait, my name means what?
Yeah, I know. People are mad.
Can't help it. It's just, it's just the first thing you think of, And they usually take somebody, really good with that name to kind of come back and redeem it,
You're right. I need a very sweet and nice Kurt
To offset, yeah.
to do something for me.
Yeah, to offset what you just had to kind of go through. Yeah, no, I hear you.
But there's a lot of people, or kind of share, at least my opinion.
Majority of fans are hating it, and it seems like the narrative likely is going to be that this was the best show that was completely ruined by the last season or the last couple seasons. Even I've seen some of the commentary that people don't like it. But I mean, if you had to argue this, and let's say the narrative stays the same on Game of Thrones, and I know you have to probably see it to rank it, but what would you say are the series that were the best that ended the worst? Where you by the end of it? That's why to me, I have a legit fear. I just watched the end of Veep. I finished that episode yesterday, and so the whole series is over on HBO. That show Veep is done. They did, I think, 7 seasons, and I thought it was great. I liked it. I haven't heard any reviews because it's not a massive show. It's a good show. But I was cool with it. I liked how they did it.
The Office is in there. It's my all-time favorite show, and I didn't like the last 2 seasons, but especially the last season. The last season was just unbearable. Ugh.
Yeah.
I feel that way about Seinfeld's last episode. I love Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But the last episode, I was like, huh?
Well,
what?
and because, honestly, for me, and this thing I hate too, because I did love that show as well, the first thing when you say Seinfeld, I think the last episode. Unfortunately, it's really the first thing that pops into my mind because it's the last thing you remember. It's kind of like, imagine if you had a really good friend and then the last night you guys are hanging out before he moves across the country, he's a complete D-bag.
He punches you in the face.
Yeah. And then you don't all of a sudden remember the 10 great years you had together. You remember that last night where he was a total a-hole and punched you in the face and whatever.
So some
knocked
people,
up your girlfriend.
Some people would say The Sopranos because of that. You had a lot of build-up and you didn't get what you wanted at the end. I still don't know what the hell happened.
It's where you've got to the fan base has got to pretty unanimously say it's terrible. And that one's debatable. But the Rotten Tomatoes score on the Game of Thrones, 49%.
Oh, wow.
49%.
That's the same thing that happened with the last Star Wars movie, where you've got the fan score is below 50. I'm pretty sure the new Star Wars movie, the latest one's below 50.
Yeah. Well, for Game of Thrones, this is new because they had managed to only have 3 rotten episodes their entire run. Season 8 right now. So, how many episodes do you have per season? So, but they're getting, last week's was terrible ratings. This one, terrible ratings. Yeah, the score on it is just really bad. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I think when it's all going to be said and done with 1 episode left, Game of Thrones is going to be that show that people are going, terrible final season.
Can we do, when it's all over, can we do a podcast like how we did for the last Star Wars movie where we just kind of ranted about it and talk about it? Yeah, that was fun.
I was sitting there because I'm so into it. Yeah, we should do something kind of like right after. It'd be cool to be able to do it like, that Sunday night. We should all get together, maybe
come on over.
Suck it up, and maybe
come to my crib. Let's do a Thrones party.
Maybe I should, yeah.
Thrones.
I thought you were moving.
I have 30 days to get out of there. The last Thrones is out. The last thing I'm moving from my place is the studio, so I can still do Weird and Whatever podcast up until the last week I have to be out of there.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, that might be a good plan then.
We'll wear cloaks. We'll eat turkey legs. We will toast to the mother of dragons. I would be so tickled pink if we did that.
Be a good time, yeah. Let me see. Somebody said, the Lost The last episode was bleeping horrible. That show had so much potential. I watched that first couple seasons. I was so into it. I'm like, what is down that shaft? What is going on?
They didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
They started Lost without an ending.
Yeah.
Do you know that for a fact, or is that
You
just
can
your...
tell by looking at it.
Do you know that for a fact, or are you going on your gut?
I'm going on my gut, and it's a big one. I'm confident that they didn't know where they were going, and it was just a mess.
Yeah, it felt like that. I don't know many people, and for that reason,
It was so good in the beginning.
And I would tell somebody, because it's such a long ride. You're talking 10 years of Game of Thrones. If somebody was getting into it, I'd be like, because where it's going to take you, I'd be like, I don't know. It's a big investment. Now I'm kind of on the fence as to whether or not I'd even recommend it to somebody.
People are saying Dexter as well. Dexter.
You know, funny thing about Dexter, I did not watch. I think it was at least maybe the last 2 seasons because my wife had watched it. She's usually kind of like my TV show guinea pig. And she was like, But I'm like, I dropped out of it. And you know what? I'm kind of satisfied. There are a lot of series that I've quit. And I was happy I watched up to that point. And I haven't watched any more.
Because you saw it when it was good.
Right.
You didn't stick around and waste your time when it wasn't as good.
Right.
And then have regret for that time spent.
The other one that I got off, and I was a big True Blood fan. I loved me some True Blood
Me
on
too.
Sunday night on HBO. And then about the end of season 2, beginning of season 3, I was out. I didn't have any desire to finish it.
When they started doing the stupid shapeshifters, I was like, all right.
Did they actually wrap that up? Did they? I know it's not on the air anymore, but did that come to a conclusion, True
I
Blood?
don't know. I jumped off. And I love me some Sookie.
We used to watch that.
We did.
That
We
was our
watched
show.
it. That was our show.
We don't have a show anymore.
Oh, baby.
Big Brother's coming up. All right, we're back.
Yes, summertime, Big Brother.
Somebody texted in and said Parks and Rec. I hated the last season.
I'm with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't mess with it.
It's the same thing as The Office, man. It already started off with goofy characters. It got to the point where they were so over the top goofy. You're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. So there you go. Scrubs, final season, terrible. So people were saying those are some of the ones. But yeah, I think Game of Thrones.
Are you getting anybody texting saying you guys are idiots? This is the best season ever?
Somebody's just saying, yeah. I mean, because a lot of people just feel like it's rushed, and they're saying, well, a lot of these things that you're seeing have been alluded to in previous seasons, but the overall, I'm just telling you, the Rotten Tomatoes score and the overall majority of fans of Game of Thrones, of people that are really into it.
And you guys started with such expectation and high and parties and there was live feeds all over the TV of people watching parties.
Oh, we can still do a Thrones party this Sunday at Sasquatch Recording, starring one the Kevin Ralston.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's my Jon Snow.
Somebody said, I really enjoyed How I Met Your Mother until the series finale. One episode undid the entire show for me.
Wow.
That could happen. That's the tough thing about these shows. You know, it's just, and because unfortunately, it's that final episode that leaves the entire good or bad taste in your mouth, and then you're just like, oh man, there's nothing worse than feeling like, how many years did I waste on this show?
Well, someone said in the chat room, name one show that ended good. The Larry Sanders Show. They actually won an Emmy for it. It was an amazing finale.
Yeah, Veep ended. I liked how they ended Veep. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, there's some good finales out there.
Yeah.
Did you like the Breaking Bad finale?
I thought it was good. I was okay with it. The way they ended that show, it was satisfying to me. I was like, okay, that's cool. It was a good end of the ride, and I was all right with that one. Somebody said, Kevin, you need to finish Bloodline. I did, and I couldn't stand it. It was terrible. Same thing. 2 amazing seasons. The third season seemed like a rushed, chaotic, wait, what happened? I don't know how they do that. And same thing, too. Somebody said Westworld. That was on HBO. Brilliant first season, horrible second. And they could have ended that. I didn't even watch the second. I see they're bringing it back for a third. I'm like, why? First season was good, so there you go. All right, anything to throw out as you can, 877-979-WRMF.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Talking about TV shows, how they ended, and ended in ways that were not satisfying. We're talking a little bit, Game of Thrones is the one right now that looks like, according to the fan reviews, the Rotten Tomato score is bad on it, 49%. So that's terrible. The TV show, too, had gone all those seasons, and they had only 3 episodes through 7 seasons that had a bad Rotten Tomato score.
They got too cute. Just give the fans what they want.
I guess.
Or if you're gonna blow your fans' minds, do it in a way where they're like, "Oh, that was so cool." Don't do what Star Wars did. Blow you're underwhelming your fans with some of the stuff you're doing.
Yeah, well, it's I think part of it's not necessarily you don't necessarily like how the story ends because that's the writers. They could do that, and but I think what it is when it comes to writing, it's got to be believable. Can't
Portrayal
come
of
off
character.
rushed. Yes, you've got to be like, okay, that's uncharacteristic of that person. I think that's what they're looking at there. Another show that's going to be coming to an end. I think we kind of pretty much knew this. Empire is getting brought down. Their upcoming 6th season is going to be their last. That was a show I watched for I think the first 3 seasons and liked, but jumped off. So that one's coming to an end. And then I know my show Power is, I think, ending this season. That's all. And that should be kicking off here pretty soon.
What season is Vanderpump Rules in?
Are you setting me up for a snore?
No,
Big time.
Because part 2 of the reunion was last night. And I haven't seen it yet, so don't give me any spoilers. Oh, it's so good. The reunion, they're so fighty.
Real? I'm not doing anything. You're looking
as much as Virginia hates the concept of a show of dragons, just women on there fighting for things that don't matter or over things that don't matter. Oh my gosh, you can't that's dragons.
The drama is so tight.
Oh,
the contrived, made up, untrue drama.
I turned off her microphone for you, Coach, because don't ever say that ever again. The drama is so tight. Gosh, I've never disliked you more than right now.
Talking about your reality TV last night, The Bachelorette was back on ABC.
That's right, Hannah B.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody watches this. There's Tyler C. that's on there. Somebody's letting me know it's from Jupiter.
Oh.
So they've got a local guy on there.
They always have South Florida people on those shows. They'll say they're from Miami too, and they'll be from like Lauderdale or Pompano.
Yeah, because nobody, South Florida is like. When you say South Florida, think, could it be Fort Myers? No.
I'm from Green Acres. I'm definitely going to say I'm from Miami.
Yeah, there was one person, they were like from like a Green Acres or a Pompano, like a small little town. I'm from Miami. No, you're not. You're from the Acres.
Yeah, it's just what everybody else knows. So let me see here. Got a random text from Espen's dad. We hear from them occasionally here. Said, is it ever okay for a teacher to grab a student by the neck and drag him out of the classroom? It happened to my son's friend, and he's getting blacklisted by the school. What would you guys do? You have to wait and see. You'd have to understand what the circumstances are.
There has to be physical violence going on to meet it with physical neck grabbing.
Yeah, it just, without knowing the whole circumstances, I don't know. There was that one kid, remember the kid that he made the news a couple times in like a week or two? One was he was in school and it was a viral video. He had somebody film and he went up to the principal and tried to put him like in a wrestling chokehold. And the principal got him and grabbed him by the neck, and
he met physical with physical.
Yeah,
I think it's allowed in that circumstance to subdue. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you can't start the physical with a kid as a teacher if they haven't started the physical with you.
Yeah, it really just kind of depends upon the circumstance. I know my mom, unfortunately, had to teach me back in high school, and there was a time where she pretty much came over a desk and wanted to choke the life out of me, and I really honestly can't blame her, but,
Was that Mullet Kev?
Yeah. That's
grab you by the mullet?
Mullet Kev deserved to be choked out.
No, a choke slamming probably would have been good for me right about then and there.
Maybe even a tasing.
Yeah, maybe even a good tasing. I probably could have used a good tasing. So unfortunately, without really knowing that circumstance, and I always I have so much sympathy for teachers and cops, and there are ones that overstep. In many instances, but it's tough, man. When emotion gets the best of you and you get caught up and blah, 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 and you have a bad day and somebody's filming, it's unfortunate.
But most times I go to the Ann Ralston school of thought, which is, what did Kevin do?
She would. Yeah,
what did my kid do that made a teacher want to choke them? Was it warranted?
That's the question. What is your play in this? And if I was not completely 100% blameless and had nothing to do with it, then she would be like, okay, well, you know what?
You deserved it.
Even if I were 5% responsible, she'd be like going, well, you got 5% in there, and that's why you got what you got.
Times have changed, though. Now it's like, well, why didn't the teacher handle my kid a little bit better? Why are you coming down on my kid? That's a lot
It's
of it.
different attitude.
It's
Yeah,
way different.
my mama had a much different attitude with raising the kids.
Is that regional or is that more just time? Times have changed, or is that a region thing?
It's both. It's both, but it is still very regional. I mean, yeah, I know because, my family's very much tucked away in the southeastern parts of the U.S., and they seem like they still hold true to a lot of those old, respect and...
If not, you get a branch upside your...
Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, manners, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they still don't play. You respect authority and all that kind of stuff. Or yeah, you get a whooping.
You get a whooping.
That's not a bad way to raise a kid.
Yeah.
Respect authority.
Yeah. So that kind of, you don't wait till Papa gets home, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. All right, before we get to the After Show podcast, Jaybird, if you would wrap it all up today with a lovely thought, my friend.
Kevin, we did a little competition today. I had Suits, Denny's, and Thumbelina all send me a thought for the day. I
Okay.
will pick the one that is the best out of the three. They don't know who's going to win until I read it.
What's the punishment for the two losers?
Oh, we'll get into that.
Oh, good.
New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Thumbelina won.
Oh, look at
she
that.
took it, yeah. Everybody else sucks.
Denny's, Suits, you're
Watch
punished.
the KVJ Show live or on demand. Find us on youtube.com/KVJ Show.